Aloha, welcome back. This is a new political channel I just found called the Miki Racine Show. It's talking about Trump's policies versus rural America. Who will pay the price? Let's see. This is how he spells his name. Thing right there. Alright, and let's see what he has to say about
Ladies
Trump.
and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Miki Racine Show. I'm your host, Miki Racine, and on this show, I talk about and promote political literacy for all. If this is your first time here, do me a favor, help us to grow the channel. You can do that by liking this video, sharing it with a friend, as well as subscribing to the channel.
Do the same for me. Also, leave a comment.
Make sure you click on the notification bell so that you can receive a notification anytime.
Noti bells too here.
In today's episode, I'll be talking about how Trump's economic policies are negatively impacting everyday Americans, especially the recent funding freezes as well as the budget cuts. In a prior episode, I actually examined the contradictions between the promises that Trump made on the campaign trail and the policies that he's promoting now that he's back in the White House. You know, working class voters, especially an increasing number of Hispanic, Black, Asian voters, put Trump back in the White House, hoping that he would focus on the cost of living. So far, we haven't seen much from the president or his team on this issue. While Elon Musk is having fun playing president and reshaping the American government to suit his business interests, everyday Americans are the ones that are feeling the pain. For example, farmers are facing potential financial ruin. Working class Americans are being laid off without cause. Agencies are being gutted without a clear rationale. And now small businesses are facing uncertainty.
I do find it odd how many jobs they're cutting when they're talking about creating jobs. Like all these FAA jobs and just other jobs. Like, isn't plane safety important, right? Like, why are you cutting jobs when you're supposed to be creating jobs? I don't get that.
All the while, Elon Musk is literally raiding the treasury, profiting from and securing major government contracts worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Getting richer.
Is this America first? Is this what moderates and independents had in mind when they voted for Trump the second time, or to put him back in office the second time? How will these changes affect rural and working class America? What do these changes mean about our healthcare? God forbid a crisis strikes. Will America, through our agencies, through these leaders, be ready and able to serve the needs of the American people? Let's talk about it. So on the campaign trail, Trump famously said that he loves working class people, he loves farmers. But so far, his policies say otherwise. For starters, when Musk and Trump gutted USAID, what they didn't realize is that this small government agency is actually a key buyer of what many American farmers grow and produce. By stifling these agencies, farmers will be directly impacted as demand for their products could possibly go down. This is on top of the fact that farmers already face very tight margins. So this move, I predict, will affect rural America very hard. Another thing, the abrupt suspension of federal agricultural subsidies has left many farmers facing financial uncertainty because it has disrupted their operational budgets as well as their planning. Key agricultural projects, things like infrastructure, technological upgrades, bringing broadband to rural areas, road maintenance are now on hold as a result. And this could lead to job loss as well as less money for local governments too. Another thing, the closure of agricultural research facilities, especially those that are affiliated with land grant universities, that will hamper innovation as well as progress in different farming techniques. But it gets worse. Cuts to SBA loans and USDA programs actually limit support for rural entrepreneurs as well as small businesses, which in turn will stifle economic growth. Now let's talk about our veterans. With many veterans residing in rural areas, reductions in funding for the VA could affect their access to healthcare. So, stifling farmers, cutting healthcare research, cutting services to vets. Is this what the president and his supporters mean by America first? This brings me to my second point, healthcare.
See, the thing about the right, they always talk about cutting government, small government, small government. Instead, we need a working government. We need people in the government to do their job and not just waste money. Like the agricultural stuff, do studies and build agriculture. Like there should be food around places, around homes, like a beating a dead horse or whatever, permaculture. We should be doing things like that. Like I did the other video with Larry Elder where they were talking about all the fraud and abuse and stuff, and the guy was giving billions of dollars to NGOs and nonprofits trying to get the money out before Trump gets in so Trump won't be able to control the money. But what are you doing with it? They just throw money around. Money doesn't do anything. We need people doing stuff. Like teaching kids, educating stuff, or becoming whatever. But we need the money. It's just so crazy that they just cut. Why cut the government? Make the government run correctly.
Medicaid is also on the chopping block. Medicaid is a government program that provides health care to millions of poor Americans. It covers people in red America, it covers people in blue America alike, and it's a critical lifeline for a lot of people.
But a lot of people don't understand is like in Alabama, Louisiana, these more poor rural states, California, Texas, Florida pays a lot of your taxes, pays a lot for a lot of your stuff, and then I don't even know if Florida and Texas do because no, they don't pay state taxes, they pay federal tax. So yeah, so Texas, Florida, New York, they pay for all these really, really poor states. We cut Medicaid and all these benefits like and whatnot. Alabama, Oklahoma, you guys are going to be affected the most.
Republican leaders are actually considering significant reductions to Medicaid funding, aiming for a $1.5 trillion cut over the next decade. So you're probably thinking, how will this affect working class America? I'm glad you asked. Think about our hospitals. Many rural hospitals rely on Medicaid reimbursements in order to care for their patients. They now are facing potential closures, which could drastically reduce the healthcare access for Americans that are living in these very rural areas. It gets worse. Again, think about your community health centers. They too will also be affected. Federally funded health centers in at least 10 states are experiencing delays in accessing funds, leading some to either shut down services or to reduce services. These centers provide essential health care to underserved Americans, including poor whites, blacks, and Hispanics, by the way. And without proper funding, it jeopardizes services like prenatal care, dental care, and chronic disease management. So think about things like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other routine services that we all need. But wait a minute. So on one hand, we have enough money to turn the Gaza Strip into the Riviera, quote unquote, Riviera of the Middle East, but we don't have enough money to take care of our low income Americans here on the North American
continent. Turn all of America into the Riviera.
Is this making America great again? How can we make America healthy again if we're cutting healthcare to the very people that need it?
Right.
And that pivots me to some of the Republican senators. While publicly advocating for budget cuts, some Republican senators are seeking exemption or carve-outs, special carve-outs for programs that are vital to their specific state, which is hypocritical. You see, government welfare, government subsidies, whatever you want to call it, is necessary for blue states, just like it is for red states too. I think about people like Senator Kennedy of Louisiana, people like Jim Moran of Kansas, Kate Britt of Alabama, and John Cornyn. Those people are all seeking special carve-outs in private or are starting to cautiously speak up. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is busy reshaping and revamping the federal government. Which brings me to my third point, Elon Musk. Elon Musk single-handedly spent $280 million to help elect Donald Trump into office.
That's crazy.
And man, has he received or stands to receive a massive return on investment. Let me tell you how. Not only has his personal wealth soared since the election, but his businesses have secured or they're poised to profit from his close relationship to the president. And that's through government contracts. For example, there's a potential $400 million contract for Cybertrucks through the U.S. State Department.
That should not be legal.
Is that a coincidence? Is that even ethical?
It's definitely not ethical. It shouldn't be legal, though.
You tell me. So you mean to tell me that the State Department has enough money?
That's like straight DEI, right? That's not meritocracy. That's who you know.
To place a $400 million order for ugly Tesla Cybertrucks.
That blow up.
But we're gearing up to cut healthcare for the neediest Americans? Is this America first? You know, a wise man once told me, don't listen to what politicians say. Watch what they do. The president and his team may claim that they champion rural America, but their budget and their policies so far show a completely or tell a completely different story. Their policies have led to funding cuts that disproportionately affect working and middle-class Americans who voted them into office. And the dark irony here is that while Elon Musk is claiming that he wants to make the government more efficient, he's the one living off of government healthcare. The same agencies that were regulating his businesses, his many businesses, which are great, those same agencies are now muzzled or they're insufficiently staffed to regulate them. All the while, Americans are the ones, everyday Americans, middle-class Americans, rural Americans, are going to be the ones to bear the pain. But my questions to you are, where's Congress? Is this putting America first?
You saw Hakeem Jeffries. The Democrats have no power. They can't do nothing. The Republicans have the legislature, the House, the Senate, everything.
Is this what moderates, independents, and swing voters in the swing states of Wisconsin, Michigan, North Carolina, Arizona, and Nevada, is this what they wanted? An unelected billionaire calling all of the shots? You tell me. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. Let me know in the comment section.
You do the same for me. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you think of Miki Racine. I'll try to keep up on his channel. I think I'm going to send him a comment, see if we might do an interview. And, we'll keep looking at things from across the spectrum.